You're not going to tell me, are you?
I bet she wrote something else.
Hello. Welcome to the Big Dumb Post Show.
It got so hot in here yesterday, all of our equipment melted.
Yeah.
We're on a different computer.
You can get like big head and little head now.
Welcome to the Big Dumb Post Show. We just finished up in the studio, made the walk down. We're on a different computer today, but it's still very important work that we're doing.
Yeah, what are we doing?
So yesterday, let's talk about the one chip challenge and what happened when the camera stopped rolling.
You guys, first of all, nailed it with the one chip challenge yesterday because you're braver than a lot of people would be there. I had no ever any.
Not all heroes wear capes, Tracy.
No, they wear paper towel because you got sick for real after this ended.
Okay, so we turned the video off. We walked out this door, and all of a sudden, in my stomach, I knew I had to come out. Like all of a sudden, just cramping.
Like
it was I haven't felt that in my stomach in a long time. It was pain, and so we're on the 4th floor of our office building, and I knew I needed to go throw up somewhere, but I didn't want to do it on this floor because I don't need a coworker walking in and being like, "Oh, Fizz, that's a new side of you I've never seen." So I went down to the 1st floor of the gym. Off of the gym is the men's locker room, and I knew I'd have some privacy there because because I've been in there before. Right. So I get in there, I get on my knees, and I'm just there and
a little praying.
Let me tell you, if you watch the video, you saw me drink a bunch of the pink stuff, the Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. So it was pink coming back up and spicy. Oh, it might have been twice as spicy coming up, Tracy. So that was at work immediately following the broadcast. And then I knew it wasn't all the way out. So I get in the car and I book it home and I threw up again at home.
Oh my God.
Twosies.
It's crazy because as we left yesterday, Big Mike got it in his eyes and he knew not, we joked about don't touch your eyes, but what happened truly is he was sweating from it. So he kept dabbing his face while it was on his fingers. And at one point when he dabbed his face, it got into his eyes. And so before you went and barfed, we were leaving the studio here. I had to go. I had to be somewhere at 11 yesterday. And I hear you two in the bathroom and you're washing out his eyes, giving him a proper eye wash. And in my head, I was just like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. And immediately my second thought is freaking morons for doing this. There is a male thing that happens with any kind of food challenge that I will never understand why it's going to be painful and suck. But yet you're just I'll take you on. No, I'll take you on. And one's barfing, one needs an eye wash for God's sakes. And I'm like, bye guys, have a good day.
Yeah, I'm old enough to know better that I shouldn't have done it. I'm not ever going to do it again. I was telling my daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, Delilah, she's very, what's the best way to put it? I told her that I threw up and she was like, Dad, are you okay? She started thinking that I was near
sick,
death.
Really sick.
It's no, I'm fine. No. Everything's fine.
See, there's this thing called ego.
Why would you do that, Dad? I'm worried about you. Right.
Why?
Right. Why would I? And I would never. You shouldn't ever.
What if they want to do it? What if one of them come to you one day? Because I see it with my kids all the time. It's a house full of boys, and they are constantly doing stuff like this.
Well, if you watch the tape again, go back to the tape. I didn't eat the whole chip. I only ate about the third of my chips, so there's still some left. And I offered it to my 10-year-old. I was like, "Hey, do you want it?" And he was having none of it. No.
Did you catch though? After we wrapped here,
do it. Kids
one of
should
our
not
sports guys came in, and there was I don't know, maybe the size of a nickel, the size of a nickel of your chip left, and he threw it in his mouth. And they were about to go live on their post show. And he was just like, "Oh, it was a little spicy." How big of a bite do you think that you took?
About a third of the chip. So
because he picture a nickel size and was like,
picture a Dorito. It's bigger than a Dorito, right? The Packy chip that I did is bigger than a Dorito. It's probably this big. So I took a third of that. It wasn't the whole thing. But it wasn't the spice of the chip. I was expecting it to be spicier. Yes, it was. It absolutely sucked. So spicy. But that wasn't the worst part of the challenge. It was the cramping.
Let's talk about the shirt today. Let's talk about the shirt because this came up on today's show. World's greatest dad bod. 2 things.
Yeah, does that get you hot, Tracy?
Yeah.
A little hot and bothered, are you?
Well,
Look away. We're at work.
You don't have the typical dad bod though.
No, I
I have
don't.
to say false on the shirt because dad bod's got a little bit more pudge.
Yep, dad bods get noticed.
Yeah.
The pudgy middle, women especially of your age and stature,
I love it. I
and
love
where
the
you
dad bod.
live in
Ah,
Parker, Colorado,
Yes.
you search it out. You
Yeah.
search for the squishy middle.
I do. I like it, and I can see why it's like it's just unassuming. It puts you at ease a little bit. I call it my squish theory. If I hug somebody and they're so ripped and I feel anything squishy and I know it's all mine, that's going to throw me off in my head. And I'll be like, oh God, now I'm self-conscious. So there needs to be an equal amount of squish.
I was going to say, it sounds like you don't want to be the squishiest in the relationship.
Right.
So you search somebody out with more squish.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
We're all pro squish here. We're pro squish.
Yeah.
You're sad that Chris Young got rid of his squish.
And all love, because I'm all for people getting healthy, and you know that. Like, so if somebody had like,
but you're not marrying Chris Young,
and they didn't like, you have to take care of yourself and work out still. But when Chris Young's like, oh, I lost like 60 pounds and I'm totally ripped now, it's like, oh,
you're not going to search that out.
I mean, he looks good, but I liked that. Like Jason Aldean's got a great dad bod. He got a little something in there, maybe when he's not touring, takes a little time off. That's what I prefer is, that kind of.
You would
that
rather,
kind of realness.
Right. You would rather hug Jason Aldean than Tim McGraw.
Yes. That'd be too much for me. Like if I'm emotional, I'm like, we should get to go food today. We should get some pasta. And they'd be like, oh, my macros. I'm gonna be like, oh, suck it. Sorry. Got a little real on the post show. I feel like, no, I'm not doing that. But there is such a thing too, is like, I do feel like grown men these days have a bigger appreciation for this with women too, when it comes to realness. Like we are so bombarded with fakeness of like social media, and you can edit anything and make it look perfect. And I'm all for like a nice picture. Like I think everybody likes to look nice in a picture, but I do like the fact that I think men are starting to take that turn a little bit more and appreciate the realness of.
It's okay to let ourselves go. You like that.
Not let yourself go. Keep yourself healthy, but just be real. That's the reason. That's what I would see it as.
I see this I see this as all fine. I don't take offense to any of this. When do we get to talk about mom bod?
I was just kind of brought it in.
Yeah.
Like the realness of a woman's body. Yeah. I've had kids. I've had 3 kids.
Yeah.
There are certain things that, so do men like, let's talk about it. Do you like the mom bod?
Yeah. I think where I am in my life, for sure. If I'm, in my 20s, I'm not searching out the mom bod, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. The 20s seem to be like, what's after it?
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I'm telling you. By the way, we're looking at comments too. You can weigh in on it. Hi, Michael. Hi, Nick. Nick says hi, Fizz. So I don't say hi to you.
Hi, Nick.
Okay. There's conversations that come up, and I have 2 friends that are single, and they're my age. And if somebody is we've always said, if somebody is sliding into a DM, it is either 20s or like 50s. There's no middle ground. Like there is, so I don't necessarily know if you're 20, like that's the mom idea isn't off the table. I think it's seen as like pretty hot.
Do you think it's because the 20-year-olds are looking for older women and the 50-year-olds are looking for younger women? If you're stuck in that middle ground, nobody's really it's just seeking you out right now when it comes to younger and older.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think the thing with younger, the 20-something, is there's something very attractive now with seeing like females like run their stuff, and being really confident in this. I think confidence is a big thing. I think you're not totally, completely confident with yourself until you know who you are. And I think that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm hoping I get there soon.
You'll get there. You and your dad bod.
Sundays.
We'll get there. All right, you guys, have an excellent day. I think we should wrap. We got to go. We'll get new shenanigans tomorrow. Should be funny. We're getting a little witchcrafty in the
that is going to be good.
In the classroom. Whole new supplies we need.
Love it so much. And we have your Jelly Roll tickets tomorrow at about 9:20. Did you already say that?
No.
Jelly Roll tomorrow at 9:20. Have a beautiful day.
All right.